Welcome back to Get Money Roadmap through short-term rentals. I'm your girl, Venetia Brown, your short-term rental plug. All right, so I know in the previous models you may have noticed I was standing up, and now I'm in the director's chair. I felt it was fitting because I'm really out here directing y'all. Like, I'm really giving y'all the game. I just gave y'all a little sprinkle, but we about to dig deep, all right? So in this module, all right, we're going to talk about how it actually really works. Everybody wants to do the short-term rental, the Airbnb, but if you don't know how it works, you're not going anywhere. First things first, know what road you want to take. Are you going to arbitrage or are you going to co-host? So like we talked about, arbitrage, we're going to leverage somebody else's property, and co-hosting, we're going to do it jointly. So now if you're going to arbitrage, remember, that means you assume all the risk. You pay for the furniture, you pay for the subscriptions, you get it set up, you have to land the leases, you have to get everything. This is all on you. But that also means all the profit goes to you too. So now if you say, I want to try co-hosting. Now if you want to co-host, remember, that is someone else that is going to be hosting with you. They are going to foot the bill. They are going to have the furniture. They're going to pay for the subscriptions. They're going to do everything. Meanwhile, you do minimal work, but you collect a check. But you have to remember, this is two people now. So now you're going to be splitting the profits. So it's important that you're not just sitting back like collecting a check, and you just letting them kind of do the work. No, your job is to make sure that you know what I mean? You kind of help lead your partner with the proper systems and things like that, because ultimately you need to make a little bit more money than you would if you did arbitrage, because you're splitting it between two. Who wants to work with somebody and only take home $200 a month? It doesn't even make it worth it at that point. So you don't just kind of sit back and relax. You also want to offer, you want to be of value, okay? So you are wondering, okay, well, how do I get the lease? How do I get them to give me the property? What if they ask me if I'm doing Airbnb? What do I say? So if you are wanting to rent a home, let's take a single family home, for instance, or a townhouse that's owned by a private owner, right? You want to look on your local MLS, Zillow, things like that. You want to go look on there and you want to see how long it's been on the market. That's a pain point, okay? Then, if you want to go in arbitrage and you want to go to an apartment complex, your first question you should be asking them is, what is your occupancy rate? If it's anything less than 90, that's a green light for you to know they need people. So they would love for you to take 2 or 3 units off their hands, right? So you're kind of, at that point, you're really just kind of taking people's temperature. That's really what this is. You're kind of taking their temperature and feeling them out. Once you get to that point, now you need to assess where their concerns are and their objections before they even give them to you. So let's take it from the perspective of a homeowner, right? The homeowner is going to say, well, how do I know who's going to be on my property? Or what if this happens? And all of these what ifs, because they're concerned. It's their home. It's their baby, whether it's an investment property or they lived in it previously. How you are able to navigate that is you sell them on your systems that you have in place, which we'll discuss later on in the series, right? What securities you have, the fact that you either have cameras on the property. You want to discuss your screening process. Like, what do you do to actually decide that this person is going to come and stay in your property, in your business? Like, why are you serving this person? They may ask you, well, who's going to be here? You can always tell them a traveling professional. Broad, right? Exactly. You're not lying. Somebody's traveling and they have a job. So they're a professional. They're traveling professionals. Okay? So it doesn't matter. So even if you're going to do traveling nurses and whatever you're going to do, let's just stick broad, okay? So you've already told the homeowner, hey, I'm going to have cameras on the property. This is my screening process. This is what I do. What you can also offer And 9 times out of 10, they'll probably say no, but it's just, a little something. You can tell them, I'll share my screenings with you. So as people come and stay on the property, I'll give you the background screenings. After like 1 or 2, they probably won't even ask you no more, honestly. So it doesn't even matter. But once you offer it, they chill out a little bit. They don't be as uptight. So when we're talking about apartment complexes, that is a completely separate, that's a whole nother ballgame. They actually want to know, what is your business? This is why how your business is structured is so important, because they're actually going to run it. They're actually going to go and look at that EIN, make sure that you're a business. So that's why your personal isn't going to work, because the lease that you get as a personal already kicks you out of this business because you can't sublease. You're already done before you started. So you may say, I only have 2 units, but I have the opportunity to get, 10 more, or maybe I want to get to 10. What do I do then? Systems, 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 systems. You want to scale? Cool. Scaling, I usually say the 3 P's, right? People, product, and processes. But those are some of the things that we're going to cover in my Get Money Roadmap course, Pro. I literally teach you how to integrate each system, how to make this system talk to this system send this message to this system, which ultimately leaves you hands off most of the time where you're still on that beach. Don't forget, the name of the game is automate this thing. All right? So just to recap, we've already talked about arbitrage versus co-host. What model are you going to take? Do you want to do this thing on your own and you want to leverage somebody else's property? Or do you want to co-host with someone, basically partner up with them, share in the profits, but not as much in the upfront cost? Then we talked about getting the yes, hitting their pain points, offsetting the risks, just making sure that they understand your processes and selling yourself, and just kind of being broad where you're not making promises and ultimately kind of looking like a liar. All right. And then finally, we talked about having systems in place so that you can scale and grow this thing. All right. Again, I'm your girl, Venetia Brown, your short-term rental plug. You can find me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, IG as Venetia. Don't forget to click the link in my bio and check out my book. And I'm going to see you in the next module.